Yep, that's me. You may be wondering what unfortunate string of life choices exactly has led to this moment, and you will find out in just a second. As you can probably guess by the footage on screen here, this did not end well for us. Everything started earlier in the day when I was just trying to grind up my wand skill a little bit because it was lacking, as you can see here. It was a mere 3. So, as one does, I was trying to beat up the local Darkhound population, but even those found my skills wanting, and I almost got eaten by a Darkhound 12 levels underneath me. So, after briefly dispatching of him with some more Holy Smites, the best spell the priest has in the alpha by the way, I instead started ganging up on the local critter population, and quickly became the bane of all rats and chickens in the area. But since I couldn't beat up on rats all day, because quite frankly there are a lot fewer rats than you would think, I said goodbye to our friend Landmark on the mount here, and of course I also bid my farewells to Dillinger, Bartholomew and Lawrence, who so faithfully guard the Brill Cemetery. On the way there, I actually came across another rat who quickly was faced with the wrath of my mighty wand, but not after deflecting the first shot. Finally, it goes down. On the way to Brill, we cross the trusty old wooden bridge that we've crossed so many times, find another rat as soon as we make it inside Deathnell, and start taking out our hatred on the local wildlife. As soon as we can comfortably dispatch of a wolf, we deem it appropriate to head back to Silverpine, which we promptly do. And with that, this cringy flashback has an end. Thank you for bearing with my growing editing skills. As you can see, there is a long way to go. Still, you won't get better without trying. I bid my farewells also to Dalar Dawnweaver on what would just be a quick excursion to the southern parts of this zone. And on the way there, I buff up, which obviously you have to stop in the alpha to actually use an instant spell. And I peruse my quest log in the meantime, desperately trying to figure out what I could do. As you can see here, there are just 4 quests in the log, 2 of which are elite quests, and the other 2, although yellow, are actually a little bit above our level. In what would be a bit of a foreshadowing here, I pull a bear and accidentally hit the Windows key, which is why the frame just froze there. They're just level 12 and 13, but regardless, casters are quite a problem in the alpha version. I don't know why exactly, maybe it would be worth investing a little bit more in resistances. I managed to fight off the bear taming lady and her furry companion without too much trouble, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out what to do. And actually, what I decide is that I will go try and tackle Pyrewood Village. Because, you know, in the 1.12 version, those elites, they're not too bad. I'm sure as a level 18, 19 priest, you could take on a couple of them. I mean, they're just level 13, 14. They are green, you know, the quest is green, so why shouldn't I be able to take them out carefully, pick them off one by one? I do have a sleep spell after all, I think. So there's not really anything that could stand in my way, right? I can even drink in combat and eat if I want. So I pull the first one, it's just a lone guardsman, and yeah. My smite does nothing, maybe 5% of his health bar, but it cost me a whole lot more in terms of mana, and I really don't know how much damage he's going to be doing, so I kind of respect him on the first pull here, because I don't want to get smacked around by that guy. And I let him run back, but, you know, I still have some faith, I still have some hope. I figure, you know what, I'll get this guy down. Sure, why not? It has to work, right? My next smite does even less, so I try my wand. Well, it does half of my smite, as you can see here. And oh, he goes through my shield in just 2 or 3 hits. So obviously that's not a good look. And yeah, he's starting to beat on me real hard. The only thing that saves me here is the fact that his aggro range is quite low, as with everything in this version. So I check the /who list because I'm starting to feel hella lonely here, and I would give a whole lot for some people to tackle these group quests with, but there was no one. So instead, I go and start beating up on the wizards on the road, because they're on my way to Baron's Peril, a quest that is also in 1.12. So if you've quested here, you should be familiar with it. It's the one that has you kill the undead in the mine. So this is just a lone wizard. He's level 19, so it shouldn't be too big a deal, right? Well, wrong. He almost smashes me. And, I run away. Luckily, my health potion actually works this time. So upon running away, I try wanding him a little bit because, remember, I really wanted that wand for about 19 levels. And when I finally got it, well, it sucked. As you can see, it sucks big time. So remember, kids, be careful what you wish for. As I finally try to take him down, I sleep him and I barely survive another frostbolt. So I heal up and I decide to just smite him. Forget the wand, just smite him. But of course, he resists, because what else would he do? And he heals fully and runs away, because apparently his leash expired. So at this point, I'm mighty frustrated. I'm pretty tired of this whole challenge run, and I highly regret that I didn't, roll Alliance, because at least these guys have a clear path to 25. As I pull another bear and I spitefully try to wand him down. I also check out the rewards for the Weaver questline, knowing full well that I more than likely won't be able to even finish it, because the guy is in the town hall, and from what I remember, he is pretty high level, around 21 maybe. But the rod is cool. I mean, it gives you a health bonus, and I would love to try and equip, inspect it, but you can't in the alpha, so instead I just sort of drool over it in the quest log as I try to wand this bear down, and as you can see, it's not working very, very well. I guess the lesson to take away from this is that you shouldn't shun what's right under your nose, and sometimes reaching for the stars is actually a fruitless pursuit, especially when you already have Holy Smite, and it's a pretty good spell, so just use that instead. Take it from me, guys. Regardless, I waste all my preciously saved up talent points on wand talents because, yes, I'm just that stubborn. So, obviously I knew that increasing my damage with wands by 1 for, 2 or 3 levels in this talent won't make too much of a difference. And yes, I knew that 4% extra crit on a wand that hits for 20 isn't gonna save my life when it comes down to it, but I went ahead and did it anyway because no one can stop me. So as I spent those talent points contemplating my life choices, I know that I'm probably marching into my final battle because no, I don't have it in me to grind 7 levels, and there's also not much point in making a YouTube series out of me grinding mobs in the alpha. So I just figured, maybe this priest shelf life has expired after all. That doesn't mean that I will stop doing the alpha, and I guess now is as good a time as any to sort of look back on it and give a little bit of a review. I enjoyed it a lot, especially the early levels. It's just that the FPS drops, the fact that I'm playing on 300 ping, and all of that stuff kind of got to me as soon as the novelty wore off a little bit. And I figured that you guys are probably better served by me just doing proper exploration videos, even though I do enjoy making these leveling videos with the voiceover, and I think there's a lot of potential in that even, and I think it could be something if I get better at it, both editing wise and a little bit with the storytelling, which obviously is something that I do want to work on, don't get me wrong. But for this attempt, I suppose I've sort of had enough, so that's why you see me pull that Dalaran Protector, knowing full well that they will summon a snake that will probably mess me up pretty bad, even though, I'm out leveling him greatly. You will see in a second here. The wand's not doing really anything, and there's the snake, and yeah, well, the Protector goes down, but just look at that snake. Look at what it's doing, and I almost died to this one already, so I'm trying to click the healing potion, it's not working, and I'm sort of getting a little bit frustrated with this whole thing, to be very honest with you, because I didn't want to go out like that, even though I had kind of signed off on this life. I don't want to die to a Dalaran Protector snake. That did seem a little bit honorless, to say the least. A fact that maybe you noticed if you paid close attention is also that there is no auto shoot. You can just shoot manually, and yes, there is knockback on those shots. So wands are really, really, really terrible in the alpha, and I cannot recommend them by any means. As I pull another bear, and I just figure, oh, you know what, I'll just dot him and actually smite, because wanding would take forever, and smite takes him down fairly easily in 3 casts. So there we go. this guy goes down. And I just wonder at this point, when did wands become good? Because in the alpha, they're absolutely horrible. So we make our way towards the Weaver, the quest that we figured we might as well grind our teeth on, as I pull a mage, and yep, that's the scene from the intro. Here we are. Dalaran Protector on the right, Dalaran Mage on the left. So while I have kind of signed off on my life at this point, which is the main reason why I even went there, I still want to give myself a fighting chance. Obviously, everything else would just be near suicide, and I don't roll like that. So I sleep the Protector, and yep, there we go. He just messes me up. It was the snake after all that I died to. So I respawn in the Barrens, but this was a hardcore run all along, and I don't cheat. That's just not something that I enjoy. So I delete the character, and we find out one more thing about the alpha, which is that you don't actually have to confirm to delete the character in the WoW alpha. The more you know, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I certainly had fun making it, and of course, the alpha exploration will continue, and probably eventually I will try my hand at, getting the world's first 25 hardcore alpha character, but that's not going to be for a while, I think. So have a good day. I hope you enjoyed it as always, and stick around for more. Goodbye.